The NBA All-Star Weekend just wrapping up. The Boston Celtics are looking to get a big impact in their second half of the season. And player in Jrue Holiday has been immediately removed from that injury report ahead of this game versus the Philadelphia 76ers, which is absolutely crucial for this Celtics team as he was out the last 4 games. And the Celtics could definitely use his defensive impact, leadership, and POA defense to help out their attack in the second half of this season. So we're going to be breaking down all of this and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Velez. And you guys have been absolutely fantastic, showing your love and support. I want to give everyone a shout out that came through in the live stream yesterday. If you guys don't know, we go live every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, to discuss everything Boston Celtics, which is super, super fun. Answer everything your question related. If you want to make sure you stay up to date on everything Celtics related, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you get notified and stay up to date on daily uploads. Without further ado, though, let's dive in and let's get into the video, as this is perfect for the Boston Celtics. This is ultimately great to see. As a player in Jrue Holiday, who, like I mentioned, had been out the previous 4 games with some right shoulder injury, is now back with this Celtics team ahead of the contest tonight versus the Philadelphia 76ers. If we want to dive in and look at this, we can see that the injury report for the game versus Philadelphia only had one player on it, and that was Xavier Tillman, as he's still dealing with the left knee inflammation that he's been dealing since last season and for this season. But with seeing that only Xavier Tillman is on the injury report, it lets us know that Jrue Holiday is off the injury report. And the Celtics made that known when they posted that they were off to the city of brotherly love and made Jrue Holiday and Jayson Tatum those 2 pictures right there. They did that on purpose. There's no question about it. The media team definitely did that on purpose. They wanted to let you know that your boy Jrue Holiday was back. He's all smiles, ready to go for this Celtics team. And Jrue Holiday was a big conversation around this Celtics team when he was out. Like I mentioned, he's only played in 2 games this month, in the month of February, where he played against the Sixers in that comeback win where the Celtics previously played the Sixers, which was the biggest comeback this season in NBA. In this season in the NBA, and he also played versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, where they also got the big dub on the road. But he missed the games versus the Dallas Mavericks, in which the Celtics got absolutely outworked in the first half, with guys like Klay Thompson and Kyrie Irving just absolutely going nuclear from 3-point range. Then he obviously missed the latter couple of games, but previously missing that San Antonio Spurs contest, which would have been nice to see Jrue Holiday be a part of as well. And ultimately, Jrue brings a lot for this Celtics team that they desperately do lack when he is out. Like I mentioned, he is one of their better defenders, better POA defenders, and is virtually the leader in that unit alongside Derrick White in that stock exchange, as they both benefit when they are playing with each other. They both excel when one of them is out, but when both are playing alongside each other, it makes it easier for the other one to be more aggressive on the defensive side. I know Derrick White is more notoriously known for being a pretty solid blocking point guard, where Jrue Holiday is more of a guy that gets a bunch of cookies, gets a bunch of steals, and helps in transition. But that coincides and works alongside with each other, which helps out. And not only just that, but Holiday has been a pretty solid scorer as well. Last season for the Celtics obviously was a little bit more of an impactful scorer for this Celtics team, but this season obviously can still be that guy. May not be shooting 60% from 3-point range in the corner like he was last season, but can still provide for this Boston Celtics team what they need in the starting lineup. And with obviously having Holiday out, you are missing a key vocal point of the defensive side. And Celtics have looked solid on the defensive side with him being out, but adding him to this lineup versus the 76ers team, I think is going to help and anchor that. The Sixers as well have a pretty healthy lineup, and guys like Tyrese Maxey will be going up against this Celtics team. So having a guy like Jrue Holiday who can guard and go up against him, but not only just that, but guard up against guys like Joel Embiid, Paul George, and the best players on the 76ers team, is ultimately going to help out the Boston Celtics in everything that they need. I'm absolutely excited that a guy in Jrue Holiday is back with this Celtics squad, and I think he's a big key part of this team now. Obviously, with him kind of being out of this rotation and with Porziņģis being out with injuries, we have seen that some of these players necessarily don't need to be here for the long haul for the Celtics for them to succeed over in a short period of time. But in a long period of time, having those guys like Holiday, having those guys like Porziņģis is really key just to put us over the edge. Now, ultimately, I do think with Jrue Holiday that they were just nurturing an injury, making sure that the shoulder was okay. They definitely wanted to just double check, make sure that he could get that extra rest, specifically when the Celtics felt it wasn't necessarily necessary to play him in those last couple games leading up to the season, giving him that extended rest period to fully heal, fully recover post All-Star break to be ready to go for this Celtics team. So I want to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I want to know what you guys ultimately think about Jrue Holiday, because he's been a name that's been talked about on this Celtics roster all season long due to the fact that he is been a still solid contributor for this team, but hasn't been as effective as he was last season. Many fans think that a guy like Peyton Pritchard could ultimately replace him in the starting lineup and take over for him in the future. And I'm not going to say that that's definitely not the case, but I do want to mention that Jrue Holiday does bring a lot for this Celtics team. And when he is missing, the Celtics desperately do miss that. And definitely when he is there, address that with him being welcomed back. He's another voice in the locker room, another voice on the court, another leader for this team. And right when we saw what he did for the Celtics in the Indiana series in Game 3 and Game 4, getting those late game steals and doing everything when the pressure is on him the most, he can definitely do that once again for the Celtics team coming up this season. But what can we really expect with Jrue Holiday being back in this lineup? Like I mentioned, obviously adding some more POA defense, adding some better defensive pressure on some of these guards on the wings, and ultimately adding just another player that's going to be an extra passer slash playmaker for this unit as well to help feed out those guys. Another pretty solid catch and shoot scorer in the corner. Like I mentioned, hasn't been as effective as last season, but still can be effective in scoring bunches this season. Similarly, what we've seen with Al Horford. And I know players like Jrue and Al are getting a little bit up older in age, but they still provide so much value for this Celtics team and ultimately can help this team take it over the edge. Like I mentioned, they're still a top team in the Eastern Conference, sitting at number 2 in the Eastern Conference standings. 5.5 games out from Cleveland. Yes, Cleveland has addressed some issues, bringing in some guys out on the buyout market, but so have the Celtics. They brought in Torrey Craig. He had a fantastic debut game. Let's see how he looks if he even gets to run in this game versus the 76ers, and ultimately what this Celtics team can bring and present with Jrue Holiday back into the starting lineup. So let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section, how you guys ultimately feel about this Celtics team. We'll have a post game coming out live tonight following the contest as well. So if you want to make sure you stay up to date on everything revolving around this Celtics team, this is the place for you. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to hit the like button. Let us know how you ultimately feel about the Celtics team in the comment section. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Like I said, you guys are absolute best. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you've missed the live streams, definitely check those out as well, as we're live every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, thank you guys so much. Go Boston Celtics, and I'll catch you guys later tonight. Peace out.